It's a reverse top six from the results from race 2 for the third race for the Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge. Simon McLennan and Shane McKillen off the front row. Scott Harrison and Daniel Gaunt from row number 2. Craig Baird and Mitch Cunningham from row 3. Cunningham with that penalty starting out of position 6 from race 2. Go back to Paul Kelly and Mark Madron from the 4th row. Simon Evans and Mike Morton from the 5th row. And completing the lineup, Johnny Reid, dramas in race number 2 with a split radiator. Field lining up for race 3 of the Michelin Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge. Reverse top 6 from the finishing positions from race 2. There's the man looking for the round honours, Craig Baird. He's just won a couple of these championships over the years. On board with Johnny Reid, he has to start right at the tail after a very, very expensive DNF in race number 2. Going through the oil dry, left down from an engine blow-up from one of the previous races, so it's going to be tricky through the first couple of corners. Oh, Gaunt and Baird! Big contact, McKillen involved as well. That's Baird's race over. It's broken the front steering.
3 Triple X cars into one, certainly doesn't go. Unfortunately, Shane McKillen, just the innocent party all there.
Well, Daniel Gaunt continuing on. Johnny Reid's going by Gaunt. Gaunt looks to be struggling. Wow, what is this going to do for the championship? We were going to talk about that going in. Daniel Gaunt with a 118-point lead over Craig Baird going into this race with Johnny Reid third. 170 points out of the championship lead after that DNF, but it might have just fallen back into the lap of Johnny Reid after that.
Just got to see if Daniel Gaunt can still circulate, then he's going to be all right. Mitch Cunningham there taking up to 3rd place. God, actually going to plenty in turn 1, isn't it, Jamie?
Well, Craig Baird had made up 70 points since the beginning of Teretonga. He started that weekend 188 out of the lead. So got a safety car. How much damage? Look at the damage to the right front corner of Daniel Gaunt's car. Simon McLennan through the oil dry to pick up the AMG Mercedes safety car. Will drama for the Michelin Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge.
Now, here we go.
Have a look at the replay. Baird down the inside.
You've got a good run on him here. Daniel comes over once, twice. He's in the back of Shane McKillen, so he's got nowhere to go. It's just one of those scenarios. 3 and it doesn't one work. Craig Baird, the right front tyre, flapping off that.
Here's the reverse angle. Baird's down the inside, climbs up over the side of Gaunt into McKillen. Now Mitch Cunningham off the restart. Well, for a moment there, Mark, I thought he had some radiator damage, but it's all the oil dry laid down from one of the earlier races.
No, you're right, Jamie. You know, it is. It actually is radiator damage because it's continuing way past the oil soak. You see the water flare. I don't know what happened there. He was just minding his own business and away it went.
Definitely Cunningham with a damaged radiator. His race is over. Simon McLennan could win this.
We talked about that just during that break, didn't we, that he could win it? He can't have with Scotty McHarrison as well, but...
Oh, this is Cunningham and Harrison, so this was actually a little bit further, this was actually up the track.
Yeah, but the radiator damage happened earlier than that, because it was going away. Like you said, we got a bit confused with the oil soak, because similar kind of thing, a bit of spray coming up, but here we go. Scott Harrison, you can't help but think that he's in the box seat right now.
Look who's third.
Okay, yeah, looking at that 3rd place car, it's been Johnny. Here comes Johnny.
Here comes Johnny. Started from the back after that. His radiator issues in the 2nd race. Cody Harrison through to the lead in the Carpet One Mad Butcher 997, but Johnny Reid. Drive through on race radio for Daniel Gaunt. This helps Johnny Reid even more in the points. Drive through for Daniel Gaunt.
You can only help but think that was for the turn at 3 incident right here on lap 1, but gosh, you know, 3 into 1 doesn't go, so maybe a hard call against Daniel on that. He's probably lucky to get away without any damage on the front because we know where the radiator system is located here, so tough break for the young man.
On board with Johnny Reid, chasing down Scott Harrison. Harrison with a great run out of turn number 3 under the back straight. So at the start of this race, Daniel Gaunt had the championship lead. He was in control, 118-point lead over Craig Baird. Johnny Reid had slipped back to 3rd. Yeah, Johnny Reid, he's got some damage. He's done some damage to the right front of the splitter, just as we were talking about that. So what's Johnny had along the way?
Yeah, it's actually a bit more. You see just right in front there, there's a little bit more hanging off. It actually affects the aero, or the front downforce in the front of the car when that goes missing. So what can he do here? Because in the fresh air, it's going to be okay. As soon as he gets in the back part of Scott Harrison's car, especially all the dirty air that the car's going to be pushing, it's going to make that car very, very tough to handle.
Well, Johnny lost a whole heap of points to Daniel Gaunt after that race 2 DNF. He was 170 points down on Gaunt going into this 3rd and final race. He's struggling down through 1 and 2.
Fighting the car, isn't he?
So it's just that little front lip underneath the front of the car. Now that's where it's come adrift is the right side. Was it left side or right side he damaged the radiator on in race 2? I can't remember. There's Daniel Gaunt taking his drive through. Well, we talk about drama, Mark, and we talk about championships, but you know, Johnny basically negates what happened in race 2, and Craig Baird, well, he's got just a mammoth task to try and defend this championship.
Yeah, I guess the biggest difference though in race 2 is Daniel Gaunt finished second on the road, as Johnny Reid had no points at all. Daniel Gaunt's going to get back out there and he'll forge ahead, so he'll still accumulate maybe 30-odd points. So the deficit's going to be there, but it'll be nowhere near as bad as if it was with DNF.
Third and final race is 16 laps for the Michelin Porsche GT3 Cup Challenge. There's Simon McLennan in the third spot, Paul Kelly in fourth. So Johnny Reid chasing down Scott Harrison, but he's struggling with that damaged front splitter. Scott Harrison, gee, that track's dirty down through the front straight to 1 and 2 and turn 3.
Johnny Reid's making no impact at all on Scotty Harrison. As a matter of fact, he's actually losing ground to him. So, like you picked up earlier, obviously that front clip, the damage down the bottom and the bottom balance is hurting them more than what we realise.
We'll have to keep an eye on that. We're at the halfway point of the final race. No Craig Baird out the first corner, first lap clash between himself, Daniel Gaunt, and Shane McKellen. And it's been judged that Daniel Gaunt was the cause. He's had to take a drive through. I think Gaunt scored in the 7th position. Such has been the demise of so many cars at the start of this one. This would be cool if Scotty Harrison could hold on, but Johnny Reid, I think he's just going to try and figure out how to drive this race car without killing the front tyres.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, and we know from Johnny Reid, he doesn't know how to give up. He's mature enough that he'll give himself 2 or 3 laps, find out where the strengths in this car is now, that little bit of damage on the front balance, and rest assured he will be forging ahead in the next lap or so.
So the team would be on the radio to him. They can see the TV monitors. They'll be telling him what the issue is.
Yeah, he'll be reporting back saying, guys, this thing's not handling the way we want. And they'll say, well, the reason is, Johnny, you got a little bit of damage on the front of the car. It looks relatively superficial, although that front balance does have a lot to do with the downforce. And here we calculate and say, okay, the car's strong here, it's a little bit weak here. I've got to brake a bit earlier down the end of the back straight. He's putting all that together in the database, and the results are as we see it. He's now closing in.
Well, if Daniel Gaunt's in 7. All Johnny's going to gain here is a possible probably 30 points if he can get through to the front around Scott Harrison, who's certainly going to be trying to hold on for his first race win, but Johnny making some big gains on this last lap.
He's made almost a second and a half up in this one lap, so he's very confident and comfortable where he is in the car now, and it's just a matter of time before he takes that P1 position. Mind you, we saw that last year when the young Ledeka, he started his reverse grid race and he managed to hold up, I think it was Craig Baird, Johnny Reid, and also Matthew Halliday for the whole race. So, albeit he's over the back of him, he's still got to find a way past him. Oh,
Johnny struggling off the ripple strips through 1 and 2. Scotty Harrison with the race lead, the Mad Butcher, carpet 1. 9.97. Johnny's really struggling out of turn 3. Look at the gap that Harrison gets on him on the main straight.
And that is the main part. He's got to get a nice clean execution off 3 to make sure he's close enough for the run down turn 4. Doesn't matter if he goes on the inside or the outside. Everybody seems to be choosing their line of preference around this part. He is all over the back of him, but turn 3 is the critical one. Clean execution coming onto the back straight, and it seems advantage at that point of the track is to Scott Harrison.
There's Daniel Gaunt. Look at the damage to the right front corner. He's got tyre marks on the left-hand side. That would have been from Craig Baird climbing up the side of him. He's about a half a lap down, 34 seconds from the race lead. So with a 7th place finish, he's really going to lose maybe about 30 points with Johnny in 2nd, stalking Scott Harrison for the final race victory.
Scott, it's misleading because they're still blowing dust up from the oil soak, and when you see it, you think they got some kind of smoke or second-degree damage coming off these cars here. Johnny Reid's a lot closer now. An awful lot closer, actually.
Well, Daniel Gaunt should still have enough for the round victory, but Scott Harrison wouldn't be too far away. It could be interesting to work out. Scott Harrison needs to try and win this race. He's under all sorts of attention from Johnny Reid. Johnny's struggling on the straight. He's closing up behind Harrison through the infield in the tight and twisty start.
Oh, he's got to look down the inside. Now Scott's just got to stay there because then he's got the inside run for the next corner, and more importantly for the hairpin, for the run down the inside. No, nothing of that at all. Nice clean drive here. Where are we at? There we go. But of course, as we come to this part of the track, this is where all the oil soak is, so it's going to take a bit of a desperate move going in the lunge because you're going to get all the dirty stuff that's going to affect the braking of the car. Right, this is where Johnny has to set himself up now, believe it or not, Jamie, for the run all the way down to turn 4. This is where he's going to be working on it. Closing in now, back off now. Nice clean execution and get an absolute blinder onto the back straight. Saying that, Scotty just edges away in front of him.
On board the Ray Glass 2 of Johnny Reid. Just 4 to go for the round. Scott Harrison could take out this round victory if he can win this. With Gaunt back in 7th, it'd be 184 for Harrison, 176 for Gaunt.
Turn up for the books then, wouldn't it?
First race win and first possible round win. Let's not put the commentator's curse on him because he's got one of the best chasing him down right here at the moment.
Wouldn't be the first time we've done that now, would it?
Go, Scotty, go. The Triple X team, well, they'll be sort of not too happy, but in another respect, they'll be pretty happy that one of the young chargers out in front. So Scott Harrison, can he withstand the pressure from Johnny Reid?
Can I tell you in 3.5 laps time?
You don't want to do the Nostradamus thing again, Mark? You've been so good at it this weekend.
Look, just that critical application of throttle. Johnny, you know, it's probably only 1 or 2 tenths of a second that he's later on the throttle, but that's the result right there. 3 or 4 car lengths.
Yeah, Scotty Harrison, looking at the last lap times, Harrison did his fastest lap at a 63.840, Reid with a 63.808. That is the fastest lap of the race from the Ray Glass 2.
Johnny has looked down inside, but that's just the difference in the 2 lines, Jamie. Scott goes a little bit wider into turn 5 and 6 there, allowing Johnny to have a look, but I don't think anything's going to come of that.
So Harrison off the hairpin to complete lap number 14. It's nail-biting stuff, certainly for the Harrison family.
He might have a run down the inside. Nah, too far back again.
Yeah, Scotty, good exit drive off 7 through 8. Under brakes down into 1 on board with Reid. See that curb transfer just batter its way through the car. You can just about feel it riding there with Johnny.
Certainly can. Actually, someone's probably shaking around the back of the truck. I've that we've got 3D in the truck now, but Johnny's doing everything he can, but you have to say, Scott Harrison, he is absorbing all the pressure being thrown to him and doing a sterling job.
Scott Harrison, Johnny Reid go back through the field. There's Mike Morton running in 5th. This is a good little battle with Mark Madron in the Shaw Marin in 996. Last lap board about to come out. Scotty Harrison, can he hold on for just over 1 more lap?
Can imagine what's going through his mind. The team will be saying, go Scotty, go 1 more lap. Just
there's the replay.
Yeah, look, it's more of a sideways hit than a backhand hit, which we know can cause a little bit of damage there.
He's on board with Johnny, his view at it. Just about getting up the inside. He's gone to the inside of the last lap. Through to the lead goes Johnny Reid.
It's coming onto the back straight there, turn 3.
Got the run through 1 and 2. Oh, it's heartbreak for Scott Harrison. The last lap board was out and Reid seized his opportunity to go by the youngster.
Interestingly, see the bumper flipping around in the back there? What has caused that? Here we go. Is going to be the answer. He's down the inside
to 3. Scotty just opened up half a gap. I think that was from maybe that earlier touch over the back of the circuit.
Yeah, correct.
Still should be enough for Scotty Harrison to take out the round victory. It's only cost him 8 points. Johnny Reid certainly getting some much-needed points back on Daniel Gaunt in their championship chase. Out of turn number 8, Johnny Reid does the job in the final lap. He will take the victory from a disappointed Scott Harrison. Great result for second, but he so would have wanted the win. I think it's enough for Scott Harrison to take out the round victory. What a race of drama. Drive-through penalty for Gaunt, a DNF for Craig Beard. That certainly helps Johnny Reid in the championship chase. So Johnny Reid with the victory, 1 second clear of Scott Harrison. Simon McLennan, what a drive. First of the 996s home and 3rd overall from Paul Kelly, Mike Morton and Mark Madron.